Danganronpa. What's that? No idea. 'Tis murder game. Never heard of it. No, how have people not heard of Danganronpa? What? I'm just playing some murder mystery. Not for it's only I'm only playing this because I wanted to finish up telling my story about Poland, the Poland trip, and I have nothing else to play. So I'll just play some Minecraft murder mystery. That's cool. Like, is it a coincidence that, like, 3 of the, like, almost like all the games I'm into lately are about a freaking murder mystery? You know, Ace Attorney, this right here, this minigame, Epic Mafia. I'm doing some Epic Mafia now. Like, is it a coincidence? And the fact that I enjoy the board game Clue, is that a coincidence too? So, where was I? Yeah, so I don't remember what we did afterwards. I think we might have just gone straight to the church after lunch. I don't remember anything else. We might have just gone straight to the church. We went to a church, a big church. It was cool. And after that, we were freed again. We were free to do whatever we wanted for a couple of hours. Or not a couple literally, but like it might have been like 3 hours or 4 hours. We were just left to do whatever we wanted. And I was like, what the hell? What do I do? Like, I can't handle this. I can't handle this freedom. And so I just went to the bathroom along with a few of my classmates. And then I was out on the streets and didn't know what to do. And I was alone. They walked off somewhere. I don't even know what happened. Actually, probably what happened was that I was in the bathroom for too long and then they were gone. Probably that's what happened. And so I was alone out on the streets. And I didn't know what to do. No, I had a phone at least. So that's cool. I'm pretty sure I had a decent amount of battery on my phone. So that's good. Which I hadn't the previous day when I was freed. Which was why it was so good that I had some classmates to spend time with. Because I couldn't do nothing else. So I was just walking around and I didn't know what the fuck to do. And I was walking around and I found some birds. Found a fuck ton of pigeons. And that was fun. So I hung out with the pigeons for a while. Tried to find some places to sit down, I guess. I went into a McDonald's. I don't know why. Figure maybe I could find someone there or something. I don't even know what I was doing there. I don't remember. What the hell? Dude! You messed up my plan. You messed up my shot. Ah. But then, after a while, my classmates found me. And so I was walking around with them for a while. And I don't know what we did. We went into some grocery store. And there I purchased a little snack. Mustn't I have been thirsty? I don't know. And then we went into this shopping mall. And that was boring. And then finally it was time to return. To reunite the class to go to have dinner. And so we walked for a long time. And finally we reached the restaurant. And it was cool. I know. No, it wasn't. It wasn't cool. Stop saying that. I'm not even sure if that was the murderer, for real. But we were in this restaurant, and the food was terrible. Again, I never liked the food in Poland. It was all terrible, except for the pizza. That was the only good food I had in Poland, ever. But that's okay, I suppose. I guess the food doesn't have to be good. Not at all, actually. I don't even know why I said Tony Pepperoni was the murderer. Perhaps Tony Pepperoni is not the murderer. I don't know. Well, Tony Pepperoni is still alive. So yeah, it looks to me like Tony Pepperoni is the murderer. Yeah. Right? Oh yeah, I told you. I was quick on that. And so we were sitting there, and I was like, after a while, I was like, okay, maybe I should go to the bathroom. And I did. In just a few minutes after I'd returned, all these people come up to us and start doing this, like, start performing in front of us. Start playing this music and dancing in front of us. And so they were like kind of blocking the way to the bathroom. So like I was incredibly lucky there. Whoa. Incredibly lucky. I've realized that I'm a very, very lucky person, actually. Like that one time I punched someone and they did nothing back to me. Like, I don't know how I get so lucky. And that's not all. So then they were performing in front of us. And then they started picking random people from the audience to dance with them. And I was like, oh no. Please don't. And I was looking as reluctant as possible. And, I mean, maybe that's what saved me. They didn't pick me. Even though they picked a lot of people. They picked like 20 people or so. But they didn't pick me. So, I got lucky there. Or maybe my reluctance showed. Phew. So lucky. Well, I guess my reluctance showed. Perhaps. Well, not really. Well, maybe. And so then was the end of the day. And the next day, we would be going... We would be going to Auschwitz. The next day. And we had to wake up early, like 6 a.m. I was like, how am I going to wake up at 6 a.m.? And by the way, my problem had been, this is something that I wanted to talk about. I don't remember exactly why, but I wanted to set an alarm. You know, to make sure I wake up, I guess. I wanted to set an alarm, but I didn't want that to bother the two people I was sharing a hotel room with. I didn't want to wake them up. So I was like, oh no, how do I do that? And I tried to Google it. Turns out I'm not the only one with this problem. Because the problem was especially that I couldn't keep it by my side in bed. Because I had to charge it. So that was a problem. And then finally, I figured out, I realized that, oh my god, the TV was above me. And above me was an I don't remember. I don't really know what it's called, actually. I think it's called an outlet. A socket, or whatever. Was right above me. Because the TV was right above me. So I can charge my phone there. And I could put my phone up there. Rest it on the TV. And that way, the alarm could go off up there. And I could just get up out of bed and disable it. I'm not even sure how that would help. I guess I could keep it on a lower volume then, because it was closer in proximity to me. And I don't even remember if I used it. I think I used it and it worked, perhaps. Well, either way, I got up and also, on a few occasions, it was like I was late or something. Okay, and here's the thing. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be looking at Auschwitz, and there's like a exclusive, there's like a, you know, it's like an experience for me. It's like, I'm in Poland, I'm gonna be seeing Auschwitz, and I have bad eyesight, so shouldn't I wear my glasses today, or tomorrow rather, when I'm at Auschwitz, so I can see it well, you know? I should do that, but I was scared of my classmates noticing that I was different from usual. I did not want that attention. And so I was nervous about that. And I consulted Quora. And I consulted the Discord server for how to not give a fuck. And they helped me, and so I wore glasses the next day. And some people noticed. My teacher noticed. But it's fine. And so we went to Auschwitz. And again, well, actually, I think this might have been the first time I used a pay toilet in Poland. I think, yeah, it was the first time I used a pay toilet in Poland. Yeah. And so I used that before we went through, and we had to go through like inspections too, before customs frisks, before we got to go to Auschwitz. And so we went there. We were at like one of the parts of Auschwitz first, and so like yeah, one of the parts. And then so that took a few hours. And we had these weird headsets on so we could hear our guide speaking. So that was weird. And then we went to this restaurant to have lunch. And again, I used a pay toilet there. They had a pay toilet in the restaurant. I'm like, okay. And then we went to the other Auschwitz, the famous one you see in pictures. And so yeah, we were walking around there. And like I'd seen this video on YouTube, which was like complaining. There was this guy complaining about tourists taking pictures of things. He thought it was like disrespectful, and so I kept that in mind, and I was like not gonna take any pictures, really. But my classmates were taking pictures, and my teachers were taking pictures. So I was like, oh, are they the disrespectful ones? I don't even know what that. I don't even know. Well, then, well, yeah, so we were walking around there. And then they went to the bathroom, but I didn't have an urge to. And so then we walked around some more. And then we got like an hour to be by ourselves again. Like some freedom again. It was like 100 minutes or so. And then we were supposed to leave. And so I went to the store with the others and I bought a bottle of water. And it was sparkling water, which I didn't realize, but that was fine. I'm not as picky about that as my brother is. I mean, sure, it doesn't taste good, but I can drink it anyway. It's sparkling water, it's fine. Like, it's not my preference, but it's fine. I can drink it. That's all right. And so now I had this freedom in Auschwitz, and I had no one else, none of my classmates. I was by myself. And so I started recording vlogs. You know, because I'm inspired by Nintendo Capri Sun, because he records vlogs. So I was like, okay, I want to record some vlogs. So I was just vlogging, talking about stuff. And maybe that's disrespectful. Me just like walking around Auschwitz, vlogging about some baloney. Like, I was complaining about how my classmates couldn't, like how all my classmates and all my teachers couldn't pronounce Auschwitz. Instead, they pronounced it Auschwitz. And I thought that was really dumb. Auschwitz. Auschwitz. That's not how you pronounce it, dude. But okay. And I started drinking a lot of this water. In my bottle of water, I drank a lot of it. And then we went to the bus and we went to this restaurant. And I didn't like the food there either. Like, I fucking hated the food in Poland. Oh my god. And I went to the bathroom in there, but I couldn't. I don't think I could use the bathroom there, or maybe I could, and like barely. I was trying to play Geometry Dash, trying to make it work, but I don't know. Had a weird layout, and like my classmate had talked about how like the toilet paper in there is like all like it has dots on it. It was like a really weird toilet paper, so I took a picture of it. I just had to see it, you know. And I took a picture of it and all. Then we went into the bus, and all of a sudden, get a huge urge to urinate. And we're in this bus for a long time, you know. And you know, there is actually a toilet on the bus. You know, there is actually, luckily, but other people were in it. You know, other people were hogging it, and whoa. And like someone was in it for like a really long time because they got like locked in there accidentally, or like they were locked in there, so like they couldn't escape, and so I couldn't use it either. And like, you know, and I was sitting there and I was like getting really worried, you know, I'm about to piss my pants, and I was taking videos of myself, and you could see the despair on my face. It's pretty funny. And then finally, we arrived at the airport, and I just ran into the airport before anyone else, and I just went to the bathroom, and it was fine. Okay, so that's like 2 or 3 times thus far on this trip that I almost pissed my pants. You know? And then, at the airport, I couldn't find my fucking boarding pass. I couldn't find it. I was getting worried. Because, like, they gave me an extra boarding pass. But my parents were like, no, you don't have to use their boarding pass. We got you a boarding pass. You can use ours. And I was trying to find it, but I couldn't find it. I couldn't find either of the boarding passes. I think. Like, I couldn't find it. I was like, am I gonna be stuck homeless in Poland? Holy fuck. Oh my god. Am I gonna be stuck in Poland? Couldn't find a boarding pass. It's getting weird, you know. And this all happened because I was trying to purchase a bottle of water, and they asked to see my boarding pass, and I couldn't provide it. But then finally, I found it in my big ass backpack. It was in there, the boarding pass. Phew. Oh, and also, at the airport, before we went to Poland, I was listening to Komzu za Tod. And I was also listening to Komzu za Tod on the bus. Like when we went to Auschwitz, I think. I was listening to Komzu za Tod stuff. It all returns to nothing. I just keep tumbling down, tumbling down, tumbling down. So yeah, I was able to. So I was navigating around the airport. It was difficult. I went to the bathroom, but I don't know if that was very successful. I guess it was kind of. And then I found my classmates, and so I was standing in line to get on the airplane. And so then we got on the airplane, and I think this is when it happened. I got in the wrong seat. I got in the fucking wrong seat, and like someone called me out on it. Was like, dude, that's my seat. And I was like, what is it? And it turned out I'd gotten the wrong seat, and my classmate was laughing at me. So that was stupid. Got in the wrong seat. And so then I was sitting there. And I was like, I was in the window seat, I think. And then after a while of sitting on the airplane. And by the way, I was reading Riddles of Existence, a guided tour through metaphysics by Earl Coney and Theodore Sider on the flight to Poland. And I was probably reading it on the flight back from Poland too. Or maybe I was listening to some music, or I don't know. No, I wasn't. I was reading, I think. I don't know. Yeah. And after a while they said, okay, we're closing down the bathrooms soon on the airplane. And I was like, okay, then I'm going to the bathroom now. And so I had to get past these people. And Yeah, and it actually worked, and it was fine. It was good. And I think then is when I made my mistake. I think what happened there was I started drinking a lot of my water. You know, my bottle of water, I started drinking a lot of that on the flight. I think that was my mistake. I think that's what I did, and I think that was my mistake. Because then... So then we arrived in Sweden. And remember how... Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, when we went to the airport on the 24th, we went to the airport. I almost pissed my pants there as well. Well, not really, but kind of, I think. Whoa. That was a long bus ride to get to the airport. It was long. Well, it was like 80 minutes or so. And so now we were at the airport again, and we were gonna go home. And I didn't go to the bathroom at the airport this time, because I'd already gone on the airplane, you know. And so then we get into people's cars, because like some of my classmates' parents are there with their cars, and so I get into one of their cars. Oh God. And like as soon as I step into the car, like before I even step into the car, I get an urge to urinate. And it's gonna be a long ride home. It's gonna be like 80 minutes or so, an hour and a half or so. And so I'm panicking. I'm like, am I gonna piss my pants in my classmate's father's car? Like, what do I do? And I was trying to look at Google Maps to see how long it was left. You know? It was like, I couldn't believe it, how long it was left. And like, I had so little battery on my phone that eventually it ran out, and so I had no way of seeing like our progress we made. So I had like no reassurance whatsoever. I couldn't like watch any Nintendo Capri Sun videos. I couldn't do anything. Could just sit there. In horror. Or rather in panic. You know, trying to unbutton my pants so there's like less pressure, you know. And then finally I recognized the scenery. We're going down the spiral, and I recognize it from many times being in my parents' car and us driving home, and we go through the spiral, and like I recognize it, and I'm like, oh, I might survive this. We're pretty close to home now. I'm not even sure how I knew that I was close to home, but I knew that it was close to home, pretty much. So I was like, I might survive this. And I managed to get them to drop me off first. I'm not sure it was that much of an argument or anything. I'm pretty sure they were quite happy to drop me off first. Like, I was probably the closest or so, whatever. So yeah, and then I get out of the car. And I go inside. And I just lie down on the floor. In just exhaustion. This was horrible. This Poland trip was horrible. I think. I'm the murderer, so let's finish this video. So now I told pretty much the entire story of the Poland trip. Because I never told this before. On YouTube. Or anywhere, really. I never wrote it down anywhere. Well, I wrote down some things. Dude, are you really gonna do this to me? How do I get up there? Oh my god, I almost got him! Huh. Too bad. Oh, Stampy. Noob. I think he's a noob anyway. Maybe he's camouflaging as a noob. Oh shit, they've seen me. And I still have excessive pain in my arms. Maybe they're in a hiding spot, like last time. One of those annoying people who do a hiding spot. And I think it's over now. I think I'm gonna have to stop making videos now, and because I wanted to have some beverage, some tea, before I go to bed, I guess. And maybe some chocolate or something, I don't know. I was at a ramen restaurant today. I've never been to it before. And I burnt my tongue so badly on the broth. So hot. I burnt my tongue badly. Still hurts. Wait, where is he? But all my arms hurt so badly. My arms hurt so badly. I try to extend them outwards, and it hurts so badly. It hurts so badly. I try to straighten them, and it hurts so badly. Well, I hope this all recorded, because I didn't do a test recording before recording, but it looks like it's recording, so yeah, I'm like 99% sure it's working.